So I kind of got the inspiration for this build by making the Confederate Bowie knife that I forged. Okay, I made it about a week ago, but you watching it will probably be like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Even though everything you've watched has been filmed like a few months ago. Yeah, time's weird. Anyway, so I got the inspiration for this. It's kind of like a short, kind of heavy bladed sword. Something you'd see in like, a World War I trench. Now, I know the one I based off of was made just from a lack of material and probably time to make them, so they're kind of simply made, and again, I built mine in less than a weekend. But I thought, what happens if I were to make something, for like a World War I trench? So I want kind of a short, heavy blade with some sort of knuckle guard. I was thinking about making it like the traditional like saber guard similar to that one because I actually like the way it looks. But then I was talking to people, and I think it'd be cool to make some sort of like almost, like trench knife type, punching guard. So I'm going to try something closer to the D guard on the Black Ops Zombies Bowie knife. I know it's in the Black Ops one. I don't know if it's in any of the later games. At least not like it is. Man, I play the game forever. Anyway, so we got this nice chunk of leaf spring here. Gonna chuck in the forge, beat it into submission, and hopefully make a sword out of it. Okay, so I have the forging done on this. Forging actually went pretty well. I got it pretty close to what I want it, so minimal grinding. Except for, I don't know how well you can really see it. You kind of can. It warps a little bit towards the end. I did that as it was cooling off. It was straight when I took it out of the forge last, but it happens. So what I'm gonna do, because I have to forge the guard for this, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grind the basic shape, you know, grind the tip, back, tang, all that. And I'm gonna go to actually forge the guard, so that way, you know, I can have, well, I can straighten this out a little bit and then let it cool as I'm working on forging this part. And then when I get that part done, I'm gonna go in, grind in my bevels, and then get those ready so I can heat treat and temper it, and then, you know, go from there. So, well, I was just trying to, you know, use my time as effectively as possible. I don't know how I'm gonna order the viewing. I'll probably forge the guard and have all that stuff done after you see me grind the whole thing, just so that way it's consistent. But yeah, I probably won't say anything and just go straight into forging the guard since I'm already mentioning it now. But yeah, that actually hammered out really well. Usually I have a, you know, a little more wonky edge there, but then again, I'm used to making a little smaller things, and this is actually fairly wide, which is what I wanted. I didn't want to grind the back of it because I like leaving it the same, because I'm gonna leave this rough since, again, it's supposed to be kind of a, you know, trench weapon. So I don't want it to be too, you know, ground down, just, you know, my edge and all that. So, you know, the guard and stuff will be left rough and all that, besides the grinding stuff where I have to actually keep it shaped. But kind of towards the end here, it has some weird edges that won't round it out. So, you know, can't have it all. Okay, so now the guard's done, we have one more thing to do before heat. Yeah, sorry, it's cold out here. Now that the guard is done, we have one more thing to do before heat treat, and that's get the tang slot burned in. I just have a hole drilled through here, and I'm just gonna, heat up the tang of that, burn this in place so that way I have a nice, perfectly cut hole, and yeah. Then I'll basically just need to assemble it. Okay, now that I have my handle mostly made up, I just kind of have it sitting there together. My blade nice and heat treated and tempered. We're basically ready to assemble it. I'll give this nice finishing touches after I do that, of course. But I got this nice pile of JB Weld. That basically just gonna do is very gently, try not to make a huge mess, stick it in the slot here. This will help fill up the empty space and prevent it from shaking around, rattling, all that. Apparently in history that's a major problem. But again, a lot of swords were hastily made for war. Yeah, then just insert it. This is kind of a weird fit. The guard didn't turn out quite like I'd wanted it to, so it doesn't fit quite as well as I'd like. But, it's supposed to be a World War I-ish weapon, so it can be a little crude. There we go. Now it's gonna hammer that out, which I won't film because it's kind of a pain to film. And then it's kind of finish up my handle and we're ready for the trenches. Or chopping up water bottles or whatever I decide to do with this thing.